You're listening to Exploring Anime with Friends, a JMO for Real podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and all major podcasting networks. I'm your host, JMO! And today's friend is my wife and co-host. How's it going today, Sarah?
Hi, everyone. It's going great today.
Excellent. You excited for today's episode of Exploring Anime with Friends Movie Edition?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Today we'll be exploring the world of the Child of Kamiari Month, an urban fantasy coming-of-age movie with sub-themes of running, released in October of 2021. First, we will dive into our main character, Kana, and see the life-changing event that really shapes who she is at the start of the movie. Afterwards, we will cover that fateful day that she puts on the bracelet and becomes the next Edo 10. After that, we will go with her on her first journey as an Edo 10, and then we will explore some of the dark themes that threaten both her life and the lives of the gods. And remember, if you like what you're hearing today, check us out on social media. Like, subscribe, and follow. So, Kana was a pretty normal kid as a whole who had a passion for running with her mother. And then something happened to her. Talk to us a little bit about that moment that changed her completely, and what did it turn her into?
So, as you said, she had a passion of running with her mother. That was something they bonded over. That was something they did together. And unfortunately, at the end of a race that she didn't do well on, I think she got fourth. Either way, she didn't place. She didn't get first through third or anything. Her mom, who you can tell at that point, her mom looks like she's like been sick. Like her cheeks are kind of sunken in, things like that. Her mom just like passes out and doesn't survive.
And we want to make this clear. She didn't pass out because her child took fourth. She was still as proud as anything.
Very proud mom.
About Kana. Like, she encouraged her all the time. She was a great mom, from what we can tell. We didn't see her enough. She has an odd-shaped head.
The animation for the mom was, like something was disproportionate.
Animation for the movie as a whole was very good, but I couldn't get over that head, to be completely honest.
I think the angles were weird or something. I don't know.
Bad. I threw that in, and I probably shouldn't have.
You threw me off.
Because I definitely brought laughter to a scene that is pretty tragic as a whole.
It's worse because, like you said, she was a good mom. She was actually like cheering on Kana and walking to Kana to try to console her and be like, hey, you still did a good job. And like a step or two right in front of Kana is when it happens. She just falls over and doesn't get back up.
Yeah.
That really like kind of crushed something inside of Kana, which, you know what, I don't blame her. She gave the whole...
She lost a parent. She's a young kid, and she lost a parent. I think she's 8 or 9 or something like that.
Probably. So the whole thing was, though, that she kind of lost a part of her there. She would always give the whole like, yeah, no, I'm okay. I'm fine. I'm doing good. But looking inward, like, she wasn't. I mean, that's a very hard thing to go through. And I don't want to say she necessarily lost her passion for running, but I do want to say it definitely hurts to run because her mom was no longer there with her. And she kind of blames herself on maybe if she'd been a little faster, maybe it wouldn't have happened, which is
crazy, but it's the type of things that we tell ourselves when we're grieving, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
One of the things I want to point out, she also has a very kind and supportive dad who just is completely lost.
He is. He's trying. I'll admit it. He's trying, but he is. In the beginning of the movie, one of the first things I noticed was he's definitely still wearing the wedding band.
Yeah.
Said that out loud. I was like, he's wearing the wedding band still. This is well after we knew that something had happened. She had passed.
We're guessing this is little less than a year after she passed.
Yeah. Which
is when the start of the movie is.
Thankfully, I don't know what that kind of grieving process is. Wink at you.
Yeah.
Can't imagine that it's the same for everyone. Feel like I kind of get why he would still be wearing it.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised at the same time. So that's why I kind of homed in on it and saw it. And I was like, okay, he's still dealing with stuff too.
Yeah. And this movie does a great job of putting in fine little details in scenes.
Oh, yeah.
That really add depth to the characters. And this is one of those ones where if you're truly paying attention to everything, it's probably worth a rewatch just to see some of the subtle details that kind of give more depth and definition to it that isn't talked about at all, but just adds something really to it. This family is a grieving family right now, but they're doing the whole thing where they're putting up the strong front.
Yes.
Which is not easy. When times are tough, some people just let it completely consume them. Other people try to act like nothing's wrong whatsoever, and they pull it off to an extent. And then
Mhm.
there's other people that try to act like nothing's wrong and it's visible that something's wrong. And I think that's where we are at with Connor and her dad, right?
Yeah.
So one of the things that her mom always had when they were going running together was this very special bracelet that she passed down to Kana, and she would use it as a hairband when they were running. We see it constantly over and over again in the opening scene where you're actually following a young Kana running after her mom on the path, and her mom slowing up after she trips and falls and everything. It's a beautiful
Oh, it's
scene.
cute. Yeah.
And we quickly find out that that bracelet has a lot of significance.
Oh, yeah.
Talk to us about that bracelet, what it represents, and the fateful day that Kana put it on.
It's magical. It's a magical bracelet. It's great. It's fantastic. And it's basically, I'm not sure where to start, honestly, with this. She puts the bracelet on, and like, it's been a little less than a year since this has happened. And so Kana puts the bracelet on just kind of randomly, if I'm not mistaken. Like, she finds it and she just puts it on.
She's been carrying it around on her.
It's
She has
okay.
it like a special reminder of her mom. Maybe it's a good luck charm or something. I'm not 100% sure what it symbolizes in the culture. I know that there's a lot of Japanese culture and lore throughout this
Oh,
movie
yeah,
as a whole.
absolutely.
Like, we're gonna get into that when we're talking about the journey, but it's just a who's who of like Japanese culture, and I'm sure I didn't even get most of it. Honestly, if someone like Rusty would actually watch this film and
Help us out,
provide
Rusty.
additional commentary, like I would love it if you would explore this movie. That's Child of Kamiari Month again. All right, but yeah, this bracelet, she puts it on and she becomes the Ito-ten. Tell us what the Ito-ten is and what their important yearly role is.
Okay. So the Ito-ten would basically go to the different shrines in the area around Japan. I don't know the exact amount of length that this was, but they would run from shrine to shrine.
I don't think it's all of Japan. I think it's a specific island
think-
of Japan.
Yeah, it's a certain area. It's a long area to run, for sure.
Yes.
But Ito-ten would run from shrine to shrine and collect what they called the chizo from the god of that shrine. And they would eventually take that to where the banquet would happen for the gods. And I'm like, dang,
For
that's
Kamiari Month.
for Kamiari Month, specifically for Kamiari Month. And I'm like, dang, that's a pretty cool job. You're collecting something from the gods, you're seeing everything that's around, you're seeing the gods themselves, and then you deliver it to the god.
Yeah, because when she puts the bracelet on, she notices two things immediately. Well, number one, time has stopped around her, which it really hasn't. It's just incredibly slowed down around her.
Incredibly slowed down.
And number two, she sees this giant, like, yak god in front of her.
Right in front of her. Giant yak.
And one of the things that, as going back to the point with the detail, you could immediately see that something was off with the animation when time stopped.
Yeah.
And I was kind of looking, I was like, wait, are those raindrops still moving? And then it got to the point where you realize, oh, time didn't stop. It just drastically slowed
Just
down. I was like,
really slow.
so just another highlight on the detail there.
Yeah.
So something I really appreciated. And once Kana saw the yak god, she saw another character immediately afterwards, or another two characters.
Yeah, I was like,
immediately
might as well talk about
afterwards.
both.
Talk to us about that scene.
So this character named Yasha appears, and basically he's trying to get the bracelet from her. Some notable things about him. He's not human.
He's a little demon child, but it's not actually just a demon child. It was his family in their past was actually part of this pantheon. I guess we'll call it a pantheon. Yeah. It's just they lost their status.
Yes. I mean, you say demon child, he's tall. He's like Kana's height, if not a hair taller.
Yeah, I mean, he's taller than Kana, but Kana's no more than 10 at this point in time. So how tall is he really? Like,
I just didn't want to give the impression that he was like a kid compared to her.
Oh, yeah.
She's a kid, yes, but he's not a kid compared to her.
They're both kids. He's a little taller. He's a lot older, but his species lives a lot longer.
Yes. So he is basically upset that she's got this bracelet, and you find out that he knew Kana's mom. You can tell by the way he's down talking to Kana that he had a lot of respect for her mom to the point where he doesn't think she's worthy to be the Ito-ten.
No, because as far as he's concerned, he trained with her over and over again, and he felt that he was her natural successor. And when the bracelet gets put on by her young child, who in his mind is way too young to be entrusted with a responsibility like this, he gets offended.
Yeah.
So he starts challenging her at every course along the way. And that's where our buddy Shiro pops in.
Shiro's wonderful. He's so good. He's this little cute white rabbit sent by the white rabbit Inaba to basically help her, to basically help Kana while she's doing her stuff.
Yeah, very upbeat, very cheerful. Kana is low energy, one out of the three of them. I'm not sure which one has more energy, Shiro or Yasha. Probably Yasha by a little. No, maybe not. Yasha's more, the energy appears more because of the chaos that's within him. I think Shiro actually has a little more energy. It's just it's more focused and directed in trying to solve the problems.
I was
going to
say calm, but I like focus better.
Yeah, and they both are joining her on her journey because little Shiro wants to lead Kana to all the right places so that they can collect the Chizo from all the gods. And Yasha just wants to continue to prove that, yeah, no, I should be the one doing this. So he's setting her up with all sorts of challenges along the way.
Like little foot races and...
Yeah, like one of the ones that we're going to go into is probably when they meet the dragon, right?
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
But first, if you like what you're hearing today, remember to check us out on social media, like, subscribe, and follow, and watch the Child of Kamiari Month for yourself. It is on Netflix. It is a Netflix original. So, all right, we've already started to talk a little bit about the journey, but let's just go to the dragon first.
We're just going to jump straight to the dragon?
We're going to jump straight to the dragon and then go back and talk about it as a whole.
Okay.
But the dragon is really kind of the turning point of the movie, right?
Well, yeah, of course.
So tell us about what happens when Kana tries to collect the Chizo from the dragon.
So from what we've seen so far in the movie, it's been pretty simple. Kana shows up, asks for the Chizo's given to her, and then she moves along to the next place she has to go. Dragon, not so much. So the dragon is the only one that I actually remember like speaking to her and having like a full conversation.
Yeah.
And he's pretty much like, I don't think you're ready for this task. It's a pretty big task. I'm not giving you the Chizo. And we're like, what?
Yeah, no, because you didn't even know they could reject up to this point in
yeah.
time. You didn't even know they could talk up to this point in time.
Right.
Now, maybe the dragon is special, because dragons are pretty special as a whole. But at the same time, it's one of those things where we weren't expecting this at all. And he wants her to prove her worth to him.
Yeah, so... I mean, since she has to prove her worth, Yasha wants to prove his worth too, right?
Yep. So the dragon breaks apart the whole shrine and the altar and everything and scatters it throughout the sky, putting different platforms all over the place as if you were playing a game of Mario.
Small platforms, very small, like basically foot-sized platform.
Yeah, Skyworld from Mario, right?
So basically it's a race to see whoever, he's like, okay, whoever makes it first, they're the Edo 10. They're the ones that's going to get the Chizo.
And if neither of you make it, then I'm not giving the Chizo.
Yep.
Because I'm not going to risk the gods falling into jeopardy because of this. Because, like, what we find out at this point, if these Chizo offerings don't make it to the right place at the right time, then the gods will stop convening in that area because they can't. This is the only place where the gods convene together for this great feast. So it's done.
Yeah.
Kamiari Month is done completely if it's not delivered to the right place at the right time. So it's better to just not send it at all and just give the reset for another year.
Yeah.
Is what the dragon's thinking, because, you know, you can't fail at this task. There's no trying and feeling. As Yoda would say, do or do not, there is no try. Yeah. And this is very much the epitome of that. So what happens in this race?
So while they're both kind of jumping from platform to platform, Kana's kind of lost a little bit of her nerve. It's a scary situation to be in, though. As a mere mortal, you're up in the sky. She's not necessarily running, but it's a race to jump from one spot to the other. And she hesitates. Yasha does not hesitate. He just kind of keeps going. But unfortunately, the platform under one of his feet starts to crumble when he lands.
Well, yeah, because he's being reckless. You can point it out as she's hesitating and he's not hesitating. I'm looking at it as she's being cautious and he's being reckless.
I mean, I felt like there was something a little fearful. When his foot when that part happens and like the ground cracks under him like that, you then start to notice that other platforms are also cracking. So cautious could be it. Either way, he's suddenly to the point where he cannot run because he is holding on for dear life, trying to not fall. Kana has a choice that, like every anime protagonist eventually has. Do I save the person who's not exactly been my friend, or do I complete the mission?
Yeah.
And it's not an easy situation to be in no matter what, no matter how lighthearted it is, no matter what the ending is. It's not an easy situation to be in. But Kana goes with her heart, and she saves Yasha, and the dragon is pleased with that.
And it's not just that she saves Yasha at more or less the risk of her own life, because she starts to free fall.
Yep.
And the dragon swoops in and catches her and actually takes her on like a little bit of a ride.
Oh, no, it was cool.
And then he proceeds to give her the Chizo afterwards, and it's like, you have proven yourself worthy. Oh, and we didn't mention before, but there's a cute little sailing gourd that Shiro gives to Kana.
Oh, yeah.
And it just kind of, it
bag
screams
holding.
like,
It's wonderful.
Oh, it's great. It kind of reminds me of the gourd that was on the back of Gaara's back.
It's smaller than Gaara's, but yeah.
Yeah, much smaller. And it's important to hold on to, because if you lose that, you lose all the Chizo.
All the Chizo's gone.
It's all screwed from there. No more Kamiari month if you lose that. So, and that's one of the big things. Yasha didn't think that Kana would be able to defend it or protect it, and he's targeting it at first. But after the whole situation with the dragon, Yasha's kind of like, yeah, no, I'm going to come along to teach you how to run correctly.
Can I backtrack it for a second? Because you said something that reminded me. When you second see Yasha, literally they're taking a nap. It's just Shiro and Kana right now. And Kana goes to like get up from the nap, and he just swipes the darn gourd. And I'm like, in my mind, I've thought to myself, well, everything's screwed. Bad guy's got the gourd. What do we do now? He stops, turns around, and then issues the initial challenge. And I was like, bro, you could have just taken it and ran.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. He doesn't just want to become the Edo 10. Well, he knows he needs the bracelet. That's the thing.
Yes, the bracelet's important.
You need the bracelet to be the Edo 10. He doesn't want things to get screwed over. He wants the gods to have Kamiari month. It's just he wants to prove that he deserves to be the Edo 10.
Yeah.
So I would ask, is he really even a villain at any point in time, right?
I mean, villain tendencies maybe at the beginning. He did swipe it. He did grab the gourd.
Yeah, but he's royal blood, and he's trying to get back to a spot where he has a seat, where his family, not even he, it's not about the power, it's about the restoration in his mind. So it's one of those things where you can actually see his point of view several times throughout the course of this. So he's a very well-made character as a whole.
He is.
And obviously a whole lot more likable when he joins them on their journey, and he's trying to teach her how to run. Though he's not necessarily any nicer. He respects her, but he's not necessarily any nicer to her.
That's fair.
It's like, now I need to train you to be a good Edo 10.
Yeah, right. Very, very begrudging. Fine, I'll help.
Let's take a moment to sidetrack from the main story itself and just talk about some of what we got to see along the way when we were seeing all these shrines and we were seeing all these gods. Didn't it feel like a tour of Japan?
It was really cool. They made it more of a montage, which we would have to, unless they're doing like a full series. Big shout out to the Suwa Shrine, because when that word was said, I was like, that tickles a memory somewhere. What is the Suwa Shrine? And if you haven't had a chance to watch, you should probably watch
The Elusive Samurai. I think this movie is a lot more enjoyable if you have a understanding of Japanese culture, or if you've watched a ton of anime like we have, or even if you've played Yu-Gi-Oh! For any amount of time.
Well, the White Rabbit was very happy to see.
There are so many things that are just referencing various parts of Japanese culture. Like, my favorite one in particular was the last one they went to. They went to the fisherman, the god who was the fisherman, and he gave them the golden carp as his chizo, and he catches it literally right in front of them. And I was like, oh, this is so awesome.
It was really cool for sure.
They tried so much to like represent various different things. Had, so many things. I know that your favorite was probably with the white snake, right?
Oh, yeah. No, that was cool to see. It like wrapped around her.
But like in a very cute, adorable way.
Yes,
right?
in a very friendly, I'm not going to eat you way. I just want to hug you way.
Everywhere they went, they referenced the shrine they were going to. And it's kind of like, I remember that from a Ghibli movie. It had you thinking Jujutsu Kaisen for a moment. So I really appreciated the journey through Japan. And frankly, honestly, now I don't even know if it's all of Japan or not, or if all these places are on one island or not. So, because like, I'm going to watch this a second time because I kind of want to figure out where it's taking place, because it could be all of Japan.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's watch it again.
So the point is, the movie kept on giving you a whole bunch of, not that it was set up like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit or a Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers movie, but like it was constantly giving you different things in the background just to add more detail and richness to the experience. Anything else you want to add on to that before we go into the thing that really makes the movie a little more tense?
I mean, I think we covered everything pretty well. It was cool seeing all the different spots that she had to run to.
So this whole time, there is a darkness
Yeah.
following Kana around. You see it manifesting in the classroom, and it's grief. Her grief manifesting to try to become a god. We later find out that its whole goal is to confront Kana and steal the Chizo. Throughout the journey, Kana's saying that, I feel like someone's watching us.
Yeah.
She's hearing things, and Shiro's confirming, oh, there's nothing going on. There's no gods.
There's no gods.
Yasha's kind of like, well, how could that be? Because at one point in time, Kana roams off and they're looking for her. And Yasha's like, there has to be something. And Shiro comes to the conclusion, maybe it's a false god.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something trying to become a god by targeting the Chizo. Tell us a little bit about that chilling scene where Kana leaves them for a while.
So this was honestly kind of brutal. Like, as someone who has lost a parent, Kana finds herself walking away while they were resting, walking away from the group in a little secluded, like, alcove kind of area. And she comes face to face with what she believes for a moment is her mom. And, like, dang, that's harsh. That's rough. For a moment, she's just having a good time and everything's good, and that's her mom. And, all the happiness and joy that would bring. But then Yasha and Shiro finally catch up, and they're like,
darkness has overtaken
darkness
the area.
has just surrounded her with illusions, and it makes her friends look like these big, scary, gnarly monsters. Even like she can hear what they're saying. They're saying that that's not your mom. That's the darkness. But it still looks scary and it sounds scary. And there's a point where she's basically like, I don't care if it's not actually my mom.
Yeah.
And she rips the bracelet off. The bracelet's what's helping her actually see Shiro and Yasha. She doesn't see them. They're just gone. She's by herself. They're still standing there, but she can't see them. She can't hear them. She's just kind of lost to the darkness at the moment.
And at this point, the darkness doesn't have the gourd anymore because Yasha and Shiro were able to beat it back to some extent with some help from Kana. But at the same time, time's no longer frozen, and they have to get it there by a certain hour. And though the gourd might be standing there, the Edo 10 is no more. So the Edo 10 can't deliver it. Yasha has to now, with a huge cut in his leg, because he got damaged bad by the darkness, has to run and take it there, hoping that they can save Kamiari Month. So it's one of those things where Kana's just staying there in the darkness. Yasha is injured and needing to deliver, and Shiro is kind of at a complete loss other than it has to get there.
Yeah.
So we have to do it. Whether Kana's with us or not, whether time is frozen or not, it has to get there. And Yasha and Shiro attempt to finish the journey without Kana. And that's where we're going to leave you guys. So you have to see this movie for yourself. Anything in closing that you would like to say about the Child of Kamiari Month?
Oh, I thought it was pretty good. I definitely love the montage of going through all the different spots in Japan and just kind of seeing how each god looked was pretty fun. At one point, there's like a giant heron, there's the snake, there's the yak, but there's so many more. And it was really cool to see everything.
Yeah, no, the journey was, I'm not going to say I wanted more because I appreciated the way that they did the montage. I do feel it was a tad rushed.
That's fair.
But I get why they did it the way they did it, and I don't think it would work as a second movie, but part of me wonders if this might have been better as a 12-episode anime.
That's fair.
So that we get some better pacings, so that the darkness isn't all sprung at one moment, get a little bit more of the interactions with the gods. Because they made that interaction with the dragon, it would have been nice if there was another one that tested along the way from a different perspective. Like we got the noble dragon, so maybe there was one that would be crafty to counterbalance to the dragon. So I wanted a little bit more. With that said, I enjoyed it. It was a very enjoyable experience, and I really appreciated the movie.
Yeah,
so
same.
not going to say it comes anywhere near to any top 10, but it was fun. And I'm going to give it a second watch because I want to see more of what I missed. with movies like this where all the details are flooded in, there's always appeal to watch it a second time after you watch it a first.
That's very fair.
So once again, we ran the path with Kana on her journey to becoming an Edo 10, and we followed her through her responsibilities with Yasha and Shiro as she ran her first mission as an Edo 10, trying to deliver the Chizo for the gods. And then finally, we looked at the darkness that threatens to consume her and destroy Kamiari Month as they know it. We hope you had as much fun exploring the world of the Child of Kamiari Month as we have, and consider watching this anime. So if you like what you heard today, make sure you listen to us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, or wherever you stream your podcast. Listen to all of our J-Mill for Real podcasts, and hit us up on social media, like, subscribe, and follow. Once again, this was Exploring Anime with Friends. Let's explore together. And now for a word from our sponsors. Bin Buster. Live from YouTube, it's Tuesday night, the call sign of the Bin Buster YouTube channel. Once you hear this, you know you're about to embark on a journey through pop culture, movies, comics, and more. Buckle up and enjoy the ride every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. EST. Poppin' Cinema with Joe Mama and Friends. Showcasing the power of cinema, join Joe Mama as he introduces different friends each week to a movie they have not seen before, popping their cinematic cherry as they talk about the movie they just watched every Tuesday at midnight.